Good evening, traders. Welcome back to our channel, Technicals with Miss Mary. I hope everyone had a blessed Easter. Remember, Easter reminds us that renewal is always possible. No matter how many setbacks we face, there is always room for a fresh start, a new mindset, and a stronger version of ourselves. Before we dive into Google, don't forget to press the like, hit that subscribe button, and tap the notification bell so you always updated with our newest videos. So let's jump in. We have Google, Googl. Let's jump in with Google using the monthly chart. Google remains bullish. The monthly chart, the monthly candle isn't complete yet. We still have about 23 days to go, but so far the price opened slightly higher from the previous candle, and this is a inside bar candle, a possible reversal to the upside. We have a slight pullback. It could be a continuation to the upside after a short pullback. Okay, let's go jump in with, and as you can see, your RSI remains on the bullish territory. It's in the 67, so that's bullish. Your MACD remains strong. Using the weekly, chart, we close with a piercing candle, which is a bullish reversal pattern. And this week's candle opened slightly above from the previous candle, but it's currently being pinned down from by that 14 and 50 MA. So your resistance lies on that 301.32 cents. It's acting as a hurdle or resistance. Okay, so if price breaks out above the 301, there is a local resistance lies on the 305, 306. Then we have 311 to 312. This is about 319, 320. Then you got 327 to 330. All the way to 338. You could say 336, but I'll say about 338. Yep, 338 to 342, which is this wick, all the way to that 349. If momentum continues with this strong move to the upside, we would like to see a bullish crossover in the RSI slightly above 60, and your MACD, we also want to see a bullish crossover of your MACD. If momentum continues, we are looking at the resistance lies on the 370, 371. Then you have 400, 404. Then a possible 430 to 450. That is the top resistance where I'm looking at Google. Okay, now let's check out the daily. On the daily chart, currently there is a resemblance of, actually not on the daily chart. Yep, right here. On the 2-day chart, we have a possible variations of a morning star, which is a possible bullish pattern from a downtrend. We have 1, 2, 3, and we may see a possible reversal if this morning star confirm the move to the upside. Now let's go ahead and take a look at your daily. I do like to draw a trend line for a possible change of a structure. Okay, I do love trend lines, to use them as always. On the daily chart, we are actually pinned down between the 50 MAs and the 14 MAs. This is my 50 and this is my 14. Your RSI is slightly bullish, showing a bullish crossover. This is what we actually want to see, a potential upward strength. We have a micro bearish. As you can see, this is just a possible short pullback of Google, because on the macro structure, we actually in the bullish move, bullish trend. Okay, so we are being respected with the 200 MAs, which is good, but we are slightly below the 50 MAs. The current level of the 50 MAs lies on the 303. It's acting as a possible resistance. Remember that 301 resistance on the weekly chart. So you have a resistance zone between 301 to 303. So the 301 is coming from your weekly. So break out of that 301, pay attention. This is going to be for your intraday trading or chart. Okay, could be a possible scalping or short swing. So if you do have a resistance on the 301, keep in mind we do have another local resistance lies, which is the 50 MAs on the 303. So 301 to 303 will be your possible resistance. So this is a critical area for Google. So if it breaks out of that 303, then we're looking at the local support. Local support lies on the 306. Okay, we could actually push that slightly higher on the 308 right here. So pay attention again. This is for your possible scalping or swing. So once again, break out of that 303, which is your 50 MAs. You do have the resistance on the 306 to 308. Break out of that 308, then you're looking at this current level here, which is about 311 to 313, which is this wick. I normally just round it off. Okay, so 311 to 313 is your next level of resistance. And then you're looking around 316, this wick here, 316 all the way to the top level of this candle. Okay, so these are your possible take profit level or resistance. So you have 301 to 303, then you got that 306, 308, then 311, 313, then 316 to 319. Surpasses this current level, it open doors to test that 327 to 330. You're looking around here. This will serve as a pretty strong resistance. 307, you could use the top of that body of this candle as your point of control all the way to 330. You could also use the wick. If you surpass that 330, you could also use the wick on that 332. So you got 330 to 332. Keep in mind, these are local resistance that you could utilize for your short swing or scalping. Okay, so it surpasses that 332, you have 335, which is this candle here, right here. Pay attention. You have 335 to, you could push that slightly higher to 337. Break out of that 337, then you have 342. Then you have this top body of the candle, which is lies about that 342, 343. Then you got 347 to 349. Okay, so this is going to be your top resistance. After that 349, then perhaps we could establish a new higher high and go and retest that 370, 371 level of resistance. Okay, to the downside, let's go ahead and pay attention to the local support. We do have a support lies on that 394. The body of this wick, well, this is 395 all the way to that 394, this blue EMA. So 395 to 394 will be your possible support. Drop below that, you're looking around 290. You could extend that 290 to 289. So you have 290 to 289. Surpasses that level. We're going to use this as a point of control. which you got 290, then 288 all the way to the lower body, which is about 276 to 277. Then back to the 200 MAs, which is your 272 and 273. And there is actually a local support on the 264. That was a respectable support somewhere in the larger time frame, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so there is a support on that 264. So remember, it is critical for Google to remain above the 200 MAs and break through that 50 MAs. So what are the possible reversal? We do have a morning star pattern on the 2-day chart. This could also be a possible one too. And we are slightly bullish, showing a bullish crossover, which is, that's what we want to see, right? And we also have a buy signal on the MACD. We have a bullish crossover on the daily. But the 4 hours, keep in mind, wherever we go, the 301 and 303 is pretty important, okay? So that will be a pivotal point for Google. This is your 200 MAs on the 4 hours. So far, it looks promising. The overall trend looks promising. Don't forget to draw your trend line. We would like to see a possible change of a structure from micro bearish to bullish. So what are those? We need to pay attention to our 3 EMAs, the 4 hours, which is your 200, the daily, which is your 50 MAs, and your weekly, which is your 14 MAs. Those are the hurdles that we need to pay attention, because that 301, 303, once again, is going to be a resistance. So, what else? We don't have much volume confirming the breakout to the upside, so we also need to see a volume increasing. So far, our volume is just compressing. No breakout, no breakdown to the downside yet, so it just looks promising. All right, folks, I hope this short video is helpful. I will see you tomorrow for our morning huddle. Enjoy the rest of your night, traders, and as always, be kind, be patient, and may all your trades be in the green. Thank you, everyone.